Hi, hope you had a good week. Our shir today will be in Yecheskel Lamed Gimel. This should be an aliyah for Rachalea Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi, as always. She must be accruing an enormous amount of schus from all of this learning. So we spoke last time about the fate of Egypt. We spoke about Egypt as being a culture of narrowness, of excluding any kind of spirituality, of being blocked. Today we're moving on to a completely different topic. So in fact, all of these prakim that we've been reading, all the way back, maybe 5 prakim, have been about the nations. So this really is a digression from our main topic, which is the fate of the Jews. So we're going back to where they were. So this Perek is going to have 4 different parts. The first is talking about Yecheskel's role as the tzofeh, the visionary, the one who had to share this with everyone. And if you still remember the earlier prakim, he was silenced by Hashem for a while because the Jews couldn't hear him. At this point, he's now allowed to speak and let them know exactly the degree to which all of his visions and prophecies that he told them at the beginning were now coming true. The second part, is we're going to talk about tshuva and the possibility of what happens to Rishayim who change. The next will be several prophecies of rebuke and the beginning of consolation. So this is a completely new turn, so let's listen to it. Vayhi devar Hashem elai lemor. Hashem spoke to me, saying, Ben Adam, human being, Daber b'nei amcha, speak to your own nation's children, Ve'amart alehem, and tell them, Eretz ki avi aleha cherev, v'lakhu et am haaretz, ish echad miktzeh, v'natnu oto lahem l'tzofeh. When I bring a sword upon a country and the people of that country, I take one man among them, and I make him a visionary. So Yecheskel is telling them exactly what his role was. So Targum says that Sofeh is somebody whose role is to warn, someone whose role is to tell them what there is. And he saw the sword coming to the land. V'takal b'shofar, and he blew the shofar. V'izhiret ha'am, and he warned the people. What shofar is this? So we're talking about the possibility of it being an actual shofar, but on a much deeper level. We're talking about what we talk about every day in tefillah when we say takal b'shofar gadol. Blow the great shofar. Make us hear something. Wake us up. Which is what we want. So realize that Hashem on his side wants us to be saved. He isn't taking pleasure, so to speak, in these prophecies of doom and destruction. He wants us to awaken ourselves so that this doesn't have to happen. Which is why he's the one who gave this visionary, who gave Yecheskel the ability to see. V'shama hashameya et kol hashofar. And the person who's listening could hear the voice of the shofar. V'lo nizhar, but he didn't guard himself. V'tavo cherev, so the sword came, v'takachehu damo b'rosho yeh, and it took him, and his blood is on his own head. So Yecheskel is telling them now, there were people who heard what I said and were moved, but didn't change. They said, yes, people should change. I could just hear this now, today, so many times in the face of tragedy or danger. There's a kenes, and there's a speaker, and the speaker says, this is a wake-up call. And everybody agrees. It's not like somebody says, no, it's not a wake-up call. Everybody agrees. And what's their response? I like vanilla coffee. Do you like cinnamon? Nobody either knows what to do or has the inner will to do. So I want to give you an eitzah, and this eitzah is going to sound very strange. This is a true story. There was a man who has a kiruv out when he speaks to people to draw them close. And there was a young man who would come to him. The Akira of personality is Rav Gudlevsky. And the young man was really moving. He became Shomer Shabbos and kosher, but he was shaky, he was frail. He was just at the beginning. Now he had friends, and his friends were very disturbed by his change. They liked him, they wanted him to stay normal. So Maisa Shahaya Kachaya. It was a Friday. He gets a call from his friends. And they say, Yoel atabayitanu. Yoel, you're coming with us. So he says, where? What? And he says, we're going to the beach tomorrow, and you're coming with. Like, you have to get out of this craziness. He said, I'm not going. I'm Shomer Shabbos. This isn't what's going to happen. So he said, this is not normal. It's the